Hey guys, it's Tara and I am helping you guys out today on a topic that comes up in nearly every single one of my clothing videos, something I get asked frequently. I think we've all had that moment where you're online and you see something you love, it looks fab on the model, and you get home and you look like a potato. By the end of this video, I'm hoping that at least 90% of the time you guys will not have to deal with that ridiculous bulk returning of that cheeky ASOS order you made and then you just end up sending all of it back because you didn't know your sizing or you didn't read the product description properly. So I'm going to help you guys through that and also share some other random top tips I have about shopping online. I always get asked about the sizing on the clothes that I feature in my hauls and my lookbooks. I usually always annotate in the links below like what size I've chosen, but not all of you guys are the same size as me. And online it can be really tough to judge shape and sizing and all of that good stuff. But I have a rule of thumb that I follow, and I would say 99% of the time it gets me through any online shopping that I do. Cue Tara, that's where I come in to give you guys a kick up the bum, because this is a super simple tip that you should have all done by now and it will save you so much aggro in returning stuff. Take your measurement. Get your hands on a measuring tape and get someone to measure you or measure yourself right now. You need to know your bust measurement, which you can take by bringing the tape right around the widest part of your bust, right to like the tips of the nipples. And then you can also take your waist measurement. I usually just take the narrowest part of my waist, so where your waist tends to come in or where your waist comes in the most, that's where you're going to take your waist measurement. And then for your hips, usually sometimes it can tell you to do your waist or your hips up by your belly button. I would do my hips right across the widest part of my behind and right around to the front of my thighs. So that should be your rule of thumb measurements for your bust, your waist and your hips. Your bust is a little bit easier to guess because obviously your bra measurement kind of gives it away. So if you wear a 34B bra, that means you're probably a 34-inch bust. But it's not always exact, and it's good to know the exact one. For example, I wear a 34, but I'm actually a 33 bust. Take them down, write them on your laptop, write them on your phone, convert them to centimeters and inches so you know both, because various websites, some of them use centimeters, some of them use inches, and it's good to know both. So take them down right away. Once you have this measurements, that means you can fully utilize the product description of all of the items that you see online on any clothing site. In the product description, they will give you details of the exact measurements of each garment in every size so that you can find the perfect fit for you. If you're going for something tight, obviously, then you can go pretty close to your measurements. Go for the one that's closest to, you know, your widest parts of your body. Always kind of stick to the wider measurements. For instance, if it's a dress, go for the size of dress that fits the widest part of your body. So if your bum's quite big, pick the dress that fits your bum and kind of don't really worry about the bust and the waist so much. It's more important that you get your ass into the dress. If you're looking for something a bit looser, like a sweatshirt or a jumper, make sure there's enough ease in it. So if you are a 34-inch bust, make sure there's a lot of room. Go for a sweater that's maybe 40 inches, 45 inches, so that you get that room. You know, if you go for a sweater that's like, you know, your exact measurement, it's obviously going to be very, very tight. So you can kind of gauge and size up to what you need to get the fit that you want. Your waist measurement is super important as well, because anytime you're buying skirts or high-waisted trousers or jeans that come up to your waist, you know they'll fit absolutely perfectly if you have the correct measurements. Tip number 2 when shopping online, a lot of websites now, especially high street ones like Topshop and even some of the Asian stores that you guys know I feature a lot, like Shein and Choe's, they have a section around where you click add to basket that actually has a space for product reviews, and a lot of the time, especially Topshop is especially good for it, customers will put in information about the fit of the garment, especially for shoes. This is super helpful because on Topshop I have found that people will write, oh, these run a little big or a little small, and you can gauge what size you need and get the perfect fit from reading those little reviews. So that's really handy. When it comes to the shape of the garments, try not to go for anything that you know doesn't suit you. Like if you know crop tops are not your thing, don't go buying a cropped t-shirt. It sounds like common sense, but sometimes you can get carried away with how the models look rather than how you actually wear the garment, and it happens to the best of us, but try and stick with shapes that you know work for you. And don't forget to like look to your own wardrobe to gain a sense of what shapes you actually go for. Like if you don't wear bodycon stuff all the time, then don't buy it. If you find that you're more of a shift dress kind of gal, then you know that's going to be a safe bet because you wear those kind of things all the time. Stick with the shapes that you know work for you already. That will definitely reduce the chances of you having to send anything back. And as well, you can also leave it simmer for a few days. Fill up your basket or your wish list and go back and revisit it in a few days time, even a week if you're like super patient. And just go back and see, okay, what was I thinking? You know, you kind of have a second chance to review everything, because sometimes when you're on sites like ASOS and big shopping sites, you can get a bit like trigger happy and you just start liking everything, even if it's something that you usually never wear. So it's good like to even just leave 24 hours or a few days to go back and see like if it's something you really want and that you think will make you look good. I do hope you find them helpful and that you will go and take your measurements right after this video. I promise you, you will not regret it. I'll see you all in the next one. As usual, thank you so much for watching.